Well, I already went live. What's up, y'all? Sorry. Like just announcing this and not talking to anybody. I'm here. I'm trying to get some tweets out. So give me just a quick second while I get this all posted so that people know where the heck I am. This one over here. This one. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Posting. Throw one up here. Not that. Throw one up here, maybe. Just kind of tossing this onto all the social channels so that people can see what I'm up to, because, why not? Anyways, what's up, y'all? How you doing? How is everyone today? What's up, Aiden? How you doing? Jeremy, good to see you. Let me update my banner real quick too, because I didn't do that, and hopefully Marissa in the background there isn't coming through too loud on my mic because I didn't put up the sound barrier. We'll just hope for the best. What's up, Sanania? How you doing? How much background noise are y'all picking up from that conversation? Hopefully not enough to actually be able to hear it. I think it's below the threshold where it should get caught by the setup, but I guess we'll find out. Let me get... I kind of like came out of nowhere on this and like wasn't really ready. Got to deal with that later. Where do I find an empty screen? That's all I really want right now. Here we go. That's what I wanted. Here we go. Okay. All right. I'm here. I'm with you. We're doing stuff. A lot is happening. So how's everybody doing? It's Tuesday. It's actually the weather is gorgeous in Portland, so I'm feeling good about that. Just generally enjoying myself. For the particularly eagle-eyed among you, you may have noticed that I'm rocking a new desk, which I'm very excited about. Also realizing that the desk isn't quite... Oh, my frame is off. Crap. Okay, am I going to fix this right now, or am I going to ignore it? I feel like I'm going to fix this right now. Okay, everybody bear with me while I fix my frame. Okay. I imagine nobody but me would have noticed that, but I definitely noticed that. Okay, we're better. Everything is fine. So yeah, let's talk about like what are we even up to today? What's happening today? So what I wanted to do today was work on the project I started last week. So I've been working on it's a slide deck app, and I want it to have real-time and multiplayer components. So what that means is I want to be able to I want to be able to put, say, an interactive quiz or a little mini game or something into my into my apps, So let's see, what are we doing? Okay. So what that means in practice is it's a small app. We're building it in Astro. I'm using PartyKit for the multiplayer part. And what I want to do is I want there to be a slide view. So what would be up on the screen? I want there to be a presenter view where I'll have some extra controls. and I want there to be a participant view where whatever the current game is will kind of show up with the controls for you to play in a mobile view, like on your phone. Last week we got the slides built so that we could control the slides across the slide and the presenter view. The presenter view doesn't really do much yet other than control the slides, but that gives us enough of a foundation that I think we can start working on the maybe the first game and the attendee view, or like the viewer controls. And I want to see how far we can get on that today. So why don't I just fire that on up right now? Here's my code. Okay, so I need to close this down. Let me actually share my screen. I might have to fix my layout a little bit because I changed some of the setup here and it might cut my, oh no, it's actually perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. So yeah, this is the plan today is we're going to do real-time multiplayer apps in conference slides. I'm going to, this should be okay. We might need to, let me mess with it a little bit just to make sure that you can actually see over the top of the banner. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Okay, so that'll be, this will be our view here. Let me make this one bigger, and then we're going to switch back to the slides. And I believe I ran NP Kill, which, do y'all know about NP Kill? If you're not aware, NP Kill is a tool that allows you to clean up your node, like your node module. So if you run npx NP Kill, I'll make that a little bigger. It does a search and it shows you like how much space is being used by node modules and then allows you to move through these. And so if I drop this down, I can see that like this is my one set of node modules. Now I just installed these, so I do need them. So I'm going to cancel. But if I wanted to, I could go through and delete all of those. So you can run that in like whatever your projects folder is and get back a ton of space. So npm run dev, and then I need to find my, let's get this one off screen. I don't know what that is, so let's get that off screen. And this is, let me just go for a full split screen. I think that'll be good for today. So I should be able to go to localhost 4321 for now. And that'll actually, this isn't going to work. We can't do actual split screen because we need to be able to do multiple windows. So then I need to get a new window going, and we're going to go to localhost 4321, but we need to go to the /admin screen. And this is our, wait, are you two, you're somehow connected. Okay, I need a new tab though. That's, okay, so you're a new tab? Yes, okay. So now what I can do is we can, I have to start my PartyKit server. That would make sense. So let's add a PartyKit server, and to do that, I need to check what I actually did in here. I think we just have to run npx PartyKit dev. Yes. Okay, so that's our PartyKit server. And I'm going to keep this probably collapsed most of the time. So So now we have our slides linked up, and you can see, make this a little bigger so that you can see the actual slides there. So this is kind of set up to let us toggle through slides. So this would be my admin view, and I'm going to need to add more controls and stuff on it here. This would be the slide view, what people would see on the screen on stage, and then we'd need one more view, which will be the attendee view. But let's deal with that one once we get once we have one of the games set up, because we're going to what the controls look like versus what's visible on screen and all those good things. But it should be, yeah, I think it'll be pretty straightforward. So let's play. Let's see. Do I find it more comfortable to do slides in code instead of Keynote or PowerPoint? I actually usually use Keynote. For years, I used, what was it called? It had a name and then it became something else. But it was an open source, web-based slide technology. It was really good. I used it for everything. And then at some point, I just realized that like Keynote did 95% of what I needed and was just easier for everybody. Like I can send my Keynote to another computer and it just works and stuff like that. And so that was, and also I think I found myself doing more slides where I needed like charts and things like that. And then I was like throwing a bunch of images in, and then I wanted to do like, I kept wanting to do things that were like design layouty that weren't easy to do in code. Like I'll give you a really good example. I like to do this typography setup where can I just find one of my keynotes actually? Why don't let's open one of these and see what's in here. Where would these even be? I'm looking at my list of presentations off screen. Presentations, there we go. And then yeah, all right. So let me show you this one. So this is a presentation that I did. This is part of my front-end master's course. And so like this one, for example, to do this in Keynote is really easy. Like this is some text. This is some text. I've got like a box in the background. If I zoom way in, you can see that I've like slightly rounded this corner. And why won't you fit? What I want to do with this is I basically want this sentence to be a complete sentence. But when I do a line break, I want this piece of the text to be the same general width as this piece of the text, minus this padding that it needs for the containing box to line up. There are probably ways to do this in software. In fact, there are definitely ways to do this in software. But I didn't want to code it. And for me to do this kind of text layout, especially with like this extra piece over here, or you know, when I get into something like this where I want like 3 different types of different sizes and styles, and I want them all to be the same width, like you can figure this out in software. I just didn't want to, because it's way easier for me to like literally click this and make the text bigger or smaller until it looks right, you know? Like, there we go. That's perfect. And then I just am done. So that was kind of what led me back to Keynote, was being able to like design. But this new thing that I'm working on, I want to be interactive, and you cannot do that as far as I know in Keynote. So that's sort of the thing. So what I'm using for these slides, oh, look, I've got the page open. We are using Astro. We are using PartyKit, and I set up XState to be how we navigate through the slides. May set up XState for some of the games as well. We'll see. But yeah, it's, you know, it's good. But yeah, like Keynote lets you do video really easily. It lets you deal with, you know, all sorts of different things. It's got presenter notes that are really good. It's got the built-in timer, like all stuff that some of the software-based things have. But like I'm planning to fully give a lot of that up for this particular talk because I don't want to build it all. And instead, I just want to be able to, I want like this talk, the thesis of it is that like building things for fun and to try to goof around is a great way to build professional skills. And so I'm building silly things into this presentation specifically to highlight like what the practical tech was that went into building them. So in this case, being able to control my slides with PartyKit, like this is creating multimodal real-time experiences, right? And I'm going to have to put in login so that my account has admin privileges and I can go to the admin page, whereas anybody else can log in if they want to, or they can join anonymously and they'll only have permissions for certain things. All of that is like, that's really practical, that to be able to build that sort of stuff. I will not be using it for practical purposes. I'll be using it for, being able to throw boops around the screen or something. But so that's all that's all kind of the way that I'm thinking about this and why I'm approaching it the way that I'm approaching it. So let's dig a little deeper here into this code. So maybe we make a little to-do list in the README for what I want to do. Let's look at just like a to-do. I always forget how to do these. It's like that. Like that. I don't know, something like that. That's good enough. I know what that means. So we need to do the attendee view. We need to do auth for admin actions protection. We need to, I mean, that's probably like, the rest of this stuff is games related. So maybe what we can do is start with this one that I've already built. So if I take this one, we go team discount. Pull this one over here so we can actually see what's going on. So this one here is a multiplayer game. And if anybody, I don't know how many people are like actively watching right now, but if you want to head over here, we'll see this count go up. And then when you start holding the button, we'll see this start to tick up. And now the only way that we can get this meter full is if 4 people are holding this, right? And so this is a live discount, by the way. If you want to get yourself a Corgi Duck, you can do exactly that. That'll give you, you could call it 50% off, but I like to call it 2 for 1. So you can go get 2 of these party corgis for the price of 1 using that discount code that's on, it's right here. This one right there, that'll work. But so this game, my goal with this was to get us to the point that we have some way of like involving other people. I think that the web is a lot more fun when you do things in groups. And so being able to, I guess, being able to take these sorts of ideas and play and not get like caught up in I don't know. I feel like so much of the web is so serious now, and I want to do more silly stuff because that was what got me into the web in the first place, was like customizing a MySpace page to be as emo as humanly possible and building little apps to troll my friends. And yeah, I mean, I like at Netlify, I learned so much by just tormenting Phil Hawksworth, like trying to come up, like, look, I built this whole website just because I wanted to make fun of Phil. And I had to figure out how to do things like, I didn't know how to animate this, like how to go frame by frame, and you want to know how I did it? I did it the hardest way possible. I opened up Photoshop and I like moved this head around on top of the original frames. I had to get sound going. I'm not going to play that because we'll get a copyright takedown on the thing. But all of this was like, it was a little. I probably built this in like an hour, and I just wanted to make fun of Phil, right? But I learned a couple things about how to goof around with like customizing animated GIFs and stuff like that, all for the sake of some fun. And I've been able to use these types of skills, like how to manage sound in a browser and stuff like that. I've been able to do that since in practical ways. So all of that leads us back to here, where we have our slides, we have our admin controls, and now I want to add a game. Oops. Let's open this up, and all right, we've already set this one up to be the team unlock. And so what will happen is I need a way to like start this game when people join the slide and end this game when it closes. What conference is this for? I don't know if they've announced it yet, so I don't know if I'm supposed. I'll tell you what. Don't tell anybody. But Cascadia JS. It's going to be a good time. If you don't have a ticket, you should go get a ticket because it's going to be a really good event. And going to these events is a very good way to connect with other devs, get your network rolling. It's a good investment in your future if you are not doing those sorts of things. Let's see. Get like render in an iframe. Like you 100%. Yes, we could render in an iframe. I'm thinking more of doing like on enter, on exit kind of event handling. And I think the way we can do that is let's see if let me look at my code here. So what we're doing with this code is let's just do a little review to get familiar with what's going on here. So this is our PartyKit server, and or not, it's not our PartyKit server. It is our PartyKit server. Yes. And so what this one is doing is it's keeping track of the current slide index. We'll probably end up fleshing this out a little bit with like active game and stuff like that. Then when you connect, we throw off the current slide so that anybody who joins ends up on the right slide. When we send or when a message gets sent, we just relay that to everybody else who's connected. And then on the other pieces here, slide state, here we go. This is the client side part. Probably don't need that anymore. Then we connect to PartyKit on the client side, and we start listening for messages. If the message is to initialize or update the slide, we update the current slide value. We just set it to the current message value. And then we have our actual state machine here. And so this keeps the client side value of the state, and we have our actions. So what set does is it just sets the state to the current action, and then increment gets the current count and adds one, and then sends an event to update the slide through PartyKit. And then decrement does the same thing, but going down with a minimum of 0. And then probably what we should do is figure out how to like max this to the total count of slides. That's kind of I care a little bit less about that because only the admin can screw that up. And in this case, the admin is me. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely not doing the like a local slideshow. This is gonna be the whole thing is Party Kit. So we're just gonna mess with that. Okay, so then once we get down here, we were looking at whether or not we could like simplify this and just whenever the count changed, update the slide. But right now, there's not really a way to do that because it creates an infinite loop because the update slide triggers a set and the set changes the value, which would trigger another update slide, which would, just goes on forever and ever. So instead, we're sending them inside of the events themselves, which feels a little repetitive, but it's okay. We can live with that. So then the next thing that we need to figure out is on the slides themselves, when we update those, we have. Wait, did I actually? Where's the actual code for this? Here. So in the index slide, we are grabbing everything in the page that is a slide, and then we're getting the current slide index from. Oh, we're doing a max there to keep us from going over, which is good. I guess we could also figure that out. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We have our current slide, and then we hide everything except for the currently visible slide, right? So pretty simple stuff. Nothing particularly like magical happening here. So we could do. So when these change, I wonder if there's like an on change event for when classes get added. I don't know. I don't know which one I am. Okay. So basically when we get here, right? I want, because if we look now at the console, yeah, that's old. So if I refresh the page, actually let's go back to the previous slide. See how it shows the team unlock console log already, and that is on the team unlock. So this is where we're actually doing this. And so we need a way. Let me try to talk through this instead of just staring at the ceiling. So we need a way. Yeah, a mutation observer could be the right call. Trying to. I feel like there's probably a really simple way to do this, and I'm wondering if I can. I can create a custom event and send it. I could send the slide. Well, the slide index isn't the right thing because that would need to know where it was in the thing. So as soon as I reordered my slide, it would break all my code. But maybe if I give each slide a slug, then that would give me like a hook to hold on to. And I could just like send off which one is which. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. So we've got our slide state, right? And so when we change slides, we're removing. So what if we did something like slide slug, go current slug, And that would be current slide, data list or data set? Data set. Right, so we could do something like that. Does not exist on type element. And that is because this is being HTML div element. That's not right. It's like, what is an iterable node list of HTML div elements? Okay, so then we get our data set because we know it'll be divs because all of our things are divs. And then what that means from a slide standpoint is that these need to have, we're going to go with export interface props. And we'll give it a slug, and that's going to be a string. And then down here, we can get Astro props. That'll give us our slug. And then what I can do here is I can say data slug is slug, right? And what's up, Abe? Thanks for joining. So this then, we probably want some kind of a... We can just leave it empty. Because that way we get we do get a default value that will be a string. But most of, like any slides that are just informational and don't have a game on them shouldn't do anything, right? But what we can do then, if we've got this slide, and I should be able to validate this here. Each of these, okay, let's go bigger so that we can see what's going on. Each of these then, what do you help me? Slide hidden, data slug, data slug, data slug. So the slug is being added. So let's go into our team unlock and let's give it a slug. Oh, we're going to need to make that optional. And so we'll call this one team unlock. And then back to the slide where we make this optional. And then if we bring this out, we get data slug is empty. And then this one's got a data slug of team unlock. Okay. So then next step here is going to be to have our script on the index. We get our current slug. And let's just console log, or if current slug length is greater than or equal to 1, we'll console log the current slug. Why are you fighting me? What don't you like? Current slug is string or undefined. Why don't we go with one of those? And then what we should theoretically see is as I navigate, we get, yeah. Okay. So then what I'll be able to do is in here, we can say, we're going to have to get this more than once though. Well, actually, no, this is a good use for state machines because we'll be able to just no-op if we send the off action to a game that's already off. So for the games, we'll have like the default will be inactive. And if you send the deactivate or like the exit event to an inactive game, it just no ops. It doesn't do anything. But if you send a deactivate or an exit to an active game, then we can trigger the like unmounting of whatever we need. Yeah. Oh, this is a good point. Thank you, Vinny, for always being on top of this. If you were watching on any of the streamers, please hit the like button because it's how the algorithm decides whether or not something is good. The like is free. It doesn't change anything for you, doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out a lot. So please do hit that like button. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so now that we've got this, what we should be able to do is we can kind of build out. All right, so let's go full screen here and let's clean this up a bit. So what I want to do is maybe what I can do is create a little helper in the slide state for sending an event, because I don't like that I'm like, this feels like a lot of boilerplate. So I'm going to create a little function that we can export that just is send. Export function send. And it's going to do this, but we're going to give it a type and a value. And those are going to be a type of string and a value of, because it can be any, huh? Because it kind of, yeah, because we're going to stringify it. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to stringify our type and our value. Right? So then we have like a nice little abstraction over the top of this that's going to let me, it'll just be a little cleaner, I think. Because then what we can do is down here, we can send. Right? And that's just, that's much easier. So then we can copy this, do the same thing here. And because we've exported it, I can grab that here. And so I'm going to import count actor and send. And then down here, I can send an event of type activate game. And the value is going to be, I guess I can just send the current slug in, huh? Should I do it that way, or should I? I'm not going to worry about it, because like, I guess I could get kind of, I could enforce that this always has to be an object. So it would be like value.slug. But I think this is a simple enough app that getting too up in my feelings about this is probably the wrong idea. So why don't we do this as well? We're going to do slug equals slide dataset slug, or what am I doing? There we go. And then we can do the same thing here where we just deactivate the game. I guess, why don't we just do it this way? We'll just like enter and exit, because I'm sure at some point I will want to use this differently. So Do I need to do the check, or can I send it with an empty and it won't matter? No, because an empty would. Hmm. 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 Oh, very cool. Yeah, that React 3 Fiber episode was so dope. That was a really fun one. I for anybody who hasn't seen that one, by the way. React 3 Fiber, yeah, this one. This was a really cool episode. I what I loved about this one too is that Paul was like so not impressed by what we built, and my mind was constantly exploding. So like at one point we got a 3D turning box in the browser, and he was like, "It's just a box," and I was like, "We just built 3D in the browser, dude!" Like, but this was a ton of fun. If you have a chance and you're interested, you should definitely watch this one because it is great. There are other things in this space if you're interested where we have some 3D kind of stuff going. Like we had Michael on to talk about Triplex, which is like a visual editor for React 3 Fiber. Also a very cool episode and worth a watch if you have not seen that one. But yeah, good stuff in that space. Like, kind of blows my mind how much we can do in the browser, and I feel like 3D is one of those areas that like really makes it obvious how powerful the web platform has become. Yeah, me and my cube love. All right, so let's see. Maybe what we can do. Now I want to keep that open. So we're going to get the console showing here. And then what I want is in my slide state, we're going to listen for, well, actually, this would be like I am a simple man. Take simple pleasures. All right, how much do I want to confuse myself here? Because I don't know that I want to build all of the machines into one like super machine, right? Like I don't think I want this to be where all of the machines live. I do think it's possible in XState to do sub machines. Okay. Into the XState docs we go. These are the V5 docs. Okay, these are the ones I want. Finite states, parent state. Okay, parent states, agents. I don't know what an agent is. Oh, I don't care about AI for this. Parallel states, final states, persistence, tag events. Maybe this is not what I'm... Simple fetch. List, stopwatch. Okay, one of these maybe has what I need. Parallel execution. I don't need that. Async subflow. Yeah, maybe I don't need this. Maybe I shouldn't be overthinking this so much, and maybe what we should do instead is let's just get into, I'm going to take my machine and I'm going to head over into my team unlock. And then this makes me want to wonder if you can like modify a machine, because here's what I'm thinking. So let me get in here and we're going to import well, get all the pieces that I need here. This feels a tiny bit messy. Can I explain the project briefly? You bet. So what we're working on right now is we have a real-time setup. We're using Astro, and Astro is like our rendering engine, and PartyKit is our multiplayer engine. And so what we're doing with PartyKit is we're making it so that on my admin view here, and it might not be super obvious to see, but these are two different browser windows here. Let me open the sidebar so you can see these are like two different windows. And I have control over syncing the state. So this is the index of the current slide, and I'm able to navigate through my slides. Now, what I'm trying to do is make some of the slides into sub games where when we hit that slide, it's going to unlock a mini game that people can play while I'm talking. And the intention is that we'll have a third screen here, which will be for attendees, and they'll get a set of controls. And whatever they do with their controls will affect what happens up here on the screen. So what this means practically is that we've got ideas for things like a flash poll, a pop quiz. People can make reactions. I thought it would be really interesting. I don't know how I would actually do this, but we're going to try where we can have people all get their own little Space Invader ship, and they'll be able to like shoot at the letters to actually clear the screen, like clear the slide entirely. Somebody last week had a good idea for an encore button, which I think is really funny. And then this one that I built where multiple people have to hold down a button at the same time in order to unlock something. And so I thought that a fun way to actually start this would be for me to need to choose, like based on how many people are in the room. You know, if there's 10 people in the room, I might say 5 people have to hit this button to unlock the slideshow. Or something like that, right? Or like to, you know, I need 5 people to boop this corgi on the nose before I can start. And just a way to kind of make it silly and fun and see how all of that works. So then let's get into the state machine for this this team unlock. So first and foremost, I think let's let me keep those in for a minute because I don't have them quite set up. So we're going to have inactive is going to be our default state. And, or wait. I think this state that I'm working with right now is so simple that it might not actually be what I need. So, initial is going to be inactive, and then inactive is going to have actions, and the actions. Wait. I'm crossed up here. I need a slightly more intense basic example. So let's look at we're just going to go back to examples. Let's get to like a stopwatch seems good. So this would give us our machine. And so there's an ID, there's an initial state, we've got context, and then we've got states. And then we have actions. So what I was missing is I don't have any states in this right now. So we're going to, whoops, what did I just do? Get out of here. This one. No, this one. Okay. So is this modern X state? What is happening? Setup. Actors. There's a lot going on in here that I've never seen before in a okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Party Kit is that it's going to send events, and there's no, like, the way that you manage that state is up to you. And so I've seen you could do it in Redux, you could do it in X state, you can do it in what's the new one, that Justand that everybody likes. You can do it however you want. The reason I'm reaching for X state, and honestly, like, seeing how much this has changed from the last time I used it, maybe this isn't the right call, but like, what the heck is an actor? I need David to come back on the show and teach me about this stuff, because I have no idea how any of it works. Yeah, X8 V5 is definitely a bit different. This is feeling like it's uncanny valley for me right now. Like, I kind of understand what's going on, but like, this is new. This is new. I have no idea what a tick is. I guess this is for me to just set up a loop. And that's okay. Send back. Yeah, there's a lot going on in here that I'm not familiar with, but this part is still, I'm still pretty comfortable with that. So I'm going to take this piece. Oh, come on. This piece goes up here. I've got an ID. We're going to give it an ID of team unlock. Context, I don't think we really have any context yet, but I'm gonna keep it for now because I'm sure we will. And then we need our states. And then we need our actions. But really so this is like a universal action, I think. So what are our states going to be? Our states are going to be inactive. We're going to have active. And then we'll have to decide what else happens from there. That's true. I said, let's see, how many times have I said it? I think I've said it twice. If I say it one more time, you know he's going to show up. Got a list of connected users, wondering if it's better to just send the whole list from the PartyKit server when it changes, or send, add, remove, update messages and hope it stays synced. I think it depends. Like, if it's a small number, then just sending the whole list is fine. But if there's going to be a sizable number of them, then obviously that kind of falls apart. Oh, that's a good call. This needs to be here. But so like, if you've got the way that I did it, and the way that I kind of like, is if you've got a list of things, I use a set, and then there's a like reset. So like on connect or on disconnect, you can basically flush and send everything to all browsers to say like, hey, pull the latest to make sure that you're up to date. But yeah, if it's under 10 to 20 and you're sending like a list of IDs, I think that's fine. If you're sending, just pay attention in your network tab to like how much data you're transferring, because if every time there's a message you have to send 15 kilobytes, that will add up very fast. Initial state needs, that's what I fixed while I was talking. Okay. So we've got our inactive state, we've got our active state, and we would need an on. And so that would be, we want to enter. That would take us to active. So then theoretically, what this would do, let's see, we're not going to do, I don't think we need any of this right now, actually. Let's just dump it. So we've got our states. We start out inactive, and then when you run enter, it would take you to active. And so what I want to do then is I've got my go with team unlock machine. And then this one, we're going to call team unlock actor. We don't really need to export this because it's only going to be acted on within this use case. I'm probably going to end up moving these somewhere, but we'll play in the game for now. Party kit's usage is like ridiculous. So I would say you're highly unlikely to hit it unless what you're building starts to hit like exit velocity, because it's just not like it's very hard to hit the party kit limits. So then what we can do is we've got our team unlock actor, and we can subscribe. I need to go look at how this actually works. We had it in here. That's listening for a message. So in this one, we are doing, okay, we get the state, and then based on the state, we can do stuff. So in my team unlock, we're going to get state. And then whenever that state changes, we can check if state what's it actually called when you check for this? You want use create actor. Yeah. I want to see the actual. Is there? What if I just want to see the? There's probably a link to it in here. Nope. Actors. Creating actors. Create actor, and then you have to start it. Okay. But I want to see what the state looks like. State matches. Current state dot value. Okay. So then I can run state dot matches, and we're going to say active. And if that matches, we'll just target this one. So we're going to say const heading equals document dot query selector h1, and then we will set the heading inner text to be okay. So then I need to do like as HTML h heading element. Left-hand assignment. Okay, so theoretically speaking, what should happen now is when we go to this slide, we're not doing anything yet. We're not actually sending this event. We're not. Oh, shoot. How do we do this? So we want create actor, and we start. And then this one, we need to be able to send. Why only 20 columns and 10 lines? Because I'm trying to put a bunch of stuff on screen right now is the short answer to that. Like I can make this a little bit wider, but if I start shrinking things, it gets too hard to read is the short answer. Can everybody still read that or? Okay. All right, I'll roll with it a little bit smaller to see if that makes it easier to track what's going on in the code. But yeah. All right. Okay. So what we're doing right now, okay, when we go into the index, we are sending an event of type enter. And so then that would mean out here, we're creating our party socket, which we should export, right? Because I'm going to need to import that, and I'll need to maybe, I don't know. Let's start with this. So basically what I need to do now is I need to listen for that message need to listen for that message. And then if the message contains my slug, we will activate. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So inside here, we're going to import from, we need to go up one and then into the scripts and slide state. And we're going to get the party socket. Okay. So I want to listen for party socket dot on message, and we will get our event. And then the event that we get, we're going to check if event.type equals enter and event.slug equals our slug, which is I don't know if I like that is how that's going to work, but we're going to deal with it. So then we have our cannot invoke an object which is possibly null. On message. What? Oh. Yeah. Okay. So then, event dot value, not. I disagree. Hold on. Shoot. Okay, let's back to the reference. We get our event, data. Oh, we need to parse it first. So we're going to go through here. We're going to get the message equals JSON parse event, and then here, these become message. Okay, so we're doing our event. Can you not? Why is this arguing? Like, this one didn't fight. It's because it's the dot data. There we go. Okay, so then we've got our if it is the enter type and the value is the current slug, which is team unlock, then we want to team unlock actor send just like that. So what? Okay, so that didn't work, but did it not work because I missed something, or did it not work because it's broken? A Bitcoin miner with part? No, thank you. That is not something that I'm really interested in. I like maybe you could try. Who knows? I don't know how all that stuff works, but don't do stuff like that on free tiers, because it's like that's what ruins free software for everybody. Let's see. We'll do what we do, which is console logging our way to victory. So we're going to console.log our message. Initialized. Yeah, but why are you showing? What is happening with the? You should not be showing. Okay, what have I broken? Like I clearly broke something just now. Right? Because that should not be there. Also, maybe update. It's all updates, so we're not getting. All right, so we have several issues. One is that this is showing up always. This isn't even supposed to be here. Did I copy paste that in somehow? Not sure what I did. We're going to ignore it. So we should be sending this event, and then we should be receiving this event. We are receiving events, but we're not sending the enter event. So that should be sent from here. So let's console log current slug. Right? So then this one, current slug, and then it sends. So this should send a type of enter, but it doesn't. So why don't you? And it's also not even sending me like the default thing. So like this should cause, that should cause an unknown. Initialized, update slide, update slide. So yeah, check the network is a good call. Let's see. Network tab, WebSockets, U. That's not the right one. U. Type exit. So it's sending the exits, but it's not sending the enter. So why is the question? Like, is this failing somehow? Let me invert the order here. And let's see if we can get... It still says it's sending. Let's just put the full event in here and see if we can get that to work. Type enter, team unlock. It says it's going to send. I wonder if there's something going on where like this won't work outside of... Because I'm exporting my send. Why wouldn't this work though? It's not async. It's like these are also working too. Oh, wait a minute. Are they working? This one is definitely working. Okay, we're not gonna mess with the. This is a good idea. Let's test here. And then we'll make this bigger. Go to the network and pull this up. And then now it's not sending any of it. I don't understand why this wouldn't work. Let's see if I do the actual party socket. I don't understand why this wouldn't function. Because everything else is functioning. So it's just the send that's not working. A commit. Well, in this case, like this is all new and I don't think this ever worked. So on each of these, whenever we do stuff, we should be sending, but we are not sending. And I wonder if this is one of those silly things. Is it going to make me... It really shouldn't, though. Like, this shouldn't be... Shouldn't be a problem. Because it is working here. We know it's working here. So what is different? I guess this happens in the context of... Is this async by default? Like, it wouldn't be, right? And so these not being async... It's kind of the only thing I can really... Is it even being called? How about that? Let's check that. Okay, so theoretically speaking, when this gets called, assuming I'm doing it right, we're going to get... We'll get the event logged, but then for some reason it won't be sent. Let's find out what happens. Right, so that should have... Wait, it's not even updating the slides anymore. We like broke it, didn't we? Are things console logging? Typeset value 2. Okay. What have I done? Like it really shouldn't be a caching issue. Is it party socket? Party socket. Let me make sure. Those are doing their thing. These are doing their thing. Right? Because these are all just kind of living their best life here, doing what they're supposed to do. But this is no longer functioning. And the reason it's no longer functioning is what? What did I break in here? So we get our slides. Are these failing? What's up, Nikki? How you doing? Well, if the current slug is not right, so this part, I mean, we can drop this out entirely. We can drop this out entirely. Drop this out entirely. Okay, so something has gone goofy here. Are we even getting state? So this isn't even firing anymore. So our count actor broke somehow. Did it break because of these? Like, is this what broke it? And if so, why? Okay, what the hell is going on? Like, this code is all running. It's going to be something silly. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, let's figure that out. That one's supposed to be party socket. That one's supposed to be party socket. Let's check. Count actor. So we've got our count actor send in here, decrement increment. Here we're sending update slide. That's supposed to be there. This is the one. Count actor send. Vinny. Bailing me out. Thank you very much. Okay. So I don't think this solves our underlying problem, but at least we're not like fully broken anymore. We are getting state. I'm happy about state. Oh, wait. Hold on. We're getting active state? Why are we getting active state? You shouldn't be active. You should definitely be inactive. Okay, well, that would explain some of our problems, is that we're getting the wrong initial state. So let's head over here and let's figure out why the heck we're getting the wrong state. Initial, inactive. Is this one of those ones that's like a special case? That's like invoke. No, not you. Actions. Entry and exit. Yeah. Entry, fine. Exit's going to be a whole thing. Oh, excuse me. So it's on the action. And it takes, so this is the name of the thing. So I send feedback and then it takes an action. You can do inline actions, which are whatever. You can put the actions into the setup. Okay. On feedback good. And then you send type of feedback good. Yes. So we have in our code here a state of inactive. On sending the enter type, it should move to the active state. Okay. So my plan for getting people connected is I'm going to generate a QR code with a it'll be like a unique URL per presentation. So when I start it, I'll hit a button to generate a random code or something, and then anybody who joins will be able to join that presentation by scanning the QR code. is the plan. And so it'll work on desktop or mobile is the intention. But so why is this? I don't get why this is. Let's change this to be activate. And then that maybe gets on deactivate. We'll move to inactive. Okay, so we've got ways to go in both directions. Activate. We're just console logging our way to victory here. This one. So that's our team unlock listener. It fires off initialize. Initialize is fine. And then this, it says active. Why the heck are you active? Okay, so which one are we even logging here? It's supposed to be initialize update slide. And then we're logging. Which one state are we logging? So then these actually should be fine. Let's test that theory. So those are fine. And then when we come into, I think this one too needed it. Or no, that's what I broke. Or no, this is not it. That's the send helper. Yes. Okay. So these are fine. We can get rid of this legacy code and leave that alone. And then we know that those work. We know that we're able to start our actor. I'm going to get rid of this to help me clear my head here. I'm going to get rid of any other logs in this file. So this file is clear. Then we're going to open up the team unlock. Now this one, we're getting message data in, so we'll keep that. That's the state that I want to check, but then let's we can leave, that's fine. The team actor, that's the one I want to be checking. Yes. The count actor subscribe. We don't really need this console log anymore. This one, that's the count actor. So maybe active is just like the default if you don't define one, because our count actor doesn't have named states. And then that we're going to try to get working again later. So let's see what we're getting here. That's the team unlock listener. And so we're not getting any of our not getting any of this to work. So our team unlock actor, that would be subscribing to the state, and the state should only be affected if we fire this one off, right? So then that means that in here, we want to reactivate these pieces. So let's see if we can get this to come through. Just look at the events. Okay, there's that one coming through. That's good news. Can we get this one to come through? Enter. Hey. Okay. So now we've got one of those. Did that hit? So we sent our type of enter, and then back out here, we're listening. And we're listening for the message type. And we never get it. Interesting. So why wouldn't you be here? Because the events are there, right? So the team unlock actor, party socket, though, it should be listening to all events. Let me just make sure we didn't do some kind of check in here to like only relay certain messages, because there's our initialize. This room broadcast. We broadcast to everybody except the sender. If I leave that out, then we start getting some stuff. Then we get our active state. Okay. So that's more interesting that it's doing that now. Is it because I need to be in like an incognito window? Just close that window entirely. And then this is our incognito window. Okay. So kind of working, kind of not working. Let's reload these. Okay, so are these still not coming in now that we've got... There's our console. Here's our network. We're going to get into here. Send these through so we get our enter. So we're getting them. Those aren't getting through. Jeez. So I don't understand how it's not giving us... It's like these are definitely two separate pieces. And this is a different... Right? So you should not be the one getting that message. Boy, this is an unproductive stream. I'm like batting my head against what I thought would be something really simple here. So, type is coming through as the slug and a value of 1. Well, no, this is the so when we enter, see here, when we enter, we're getting the right thing. It's enter and then the value is the slug. So like here it is again, right? So it's sending the right event. Oh, for Christ's sake. So it's sending the right event. However, this one is not it's not seeing that event. And it's not seeing that event for reasons that I fully don't understand, because if I turn off the part that doesn't broadcast to the current sender, suddenly everything is running. Okay, can we put everything back to being regular sizes? What's happening? Stop, what is happening? No, go down. I need better window management. I need to switch to Raycast. Like this clever thing that I did was very clever and I hate it. Okay, so so here's the part that I can't figure out. Why is it that this client, the admin client, is always getting the event, but this client that is not this is the sender. This is not the sender. When I filter except for the sender, this one gets the events and this one doesn't, which means it is somehow sending the events backwards. And I don't know why. So screw it. Just get rid of that entirely and we'll just send it and like filter for it. Okay. So then that brings us to our next problem, which is that this is targeting the wrong thing. And it's targeting the that's just my bad CSS. There we go. So now that's activated. Okay. Just gonna like lay down for a minute. So we're just gonna do. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to get this second slide to show up when you click over to the second slide. Now that feels like that should have taken me, I don't know, 10 minutes. It actually took me an hour and a half. the farm calls. Yeah, the farm calls indeed. Except farming is really hard, and so I don't actually want to do that. The message type enter should be the slug. No, I don't think so. Because we got the enter, type enter value slug, right? And so when we get into the code here, we're checking type enter value slug. So that's what, or are you talking about? Did I do it somewhere else? You did a thing. A farming sim. No, the only thing I've never been able to understand the chore emulators. Like it doesn't. I don't. I'm not able to keep up with that. Where type enter value unlock. Where are you seeing it, Vinny? Yeah, like with the chore simulator games, like everybody got so into Animal Crossing, and I tried to play it, and I was like, wait a minute. So I'm signing up to play a game where I have to do things like go shopping and clean and stuff like that. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I feel like you play games to not have a job, games where you do a job and then that job doesn't even pay you. Not for me. So this is fine. Like this is fine. We can work with this. So then now that we've finally done this ridiculous, oh my God, I cannot believe how hard that was. I'm so mad. Then what we can do is let's see. Now, does the Y? Oh, and that's actually a good question. Does the Y include? The Y includes the slug. Yes. So this is like a deactivate for this one, and so we need to also do this in reverse. So we're gonna instead we will switch. Nah, it's probably fine. We're only going to allow one of these at a time, so we'll just early return. I hate this code already. I don't like it. And we're going to call this exit, and this one will deactivate. And then over here, we're going to send exit. Okay. So what that should mean then is if we get out here and we find this slide and we watch this when I move away, well, actually nothing happens because we didn't write any code for when it deactivates. So for the deactivation, we need to do something. And we can do something like if state matches inactive. Maybe we'll just grab this up here and oops, we'll just stick this up here instead. And then inner text. Do one of these. Okay, so now what we should see is this is deactivated, it's activated, it's deactivated. And then we should probably, I only want that effect to run I only want that effect to run if we're like moving between states, which means I probably want this to be an entry. And so for that to happen, we can how does it work? I just do it like this. Um, I set deactivate slide. And then this one would be like on deactivate target is inactive and entry. No, that's not right. Entry. And we're going to call it deactivate slide. So this will call this whenever we enter. So I can probably just actually stick this right up at the top so that we don't have to do that work every time. And then I can have this one just run here. Is this bad? Oops, activate slide, and we'll just do the same thing in reverse. This actually might be better anyways, like putting effects like this in a contained object, because then we get to get rid of this. Does that work? That'll be neat if that works. It doesn't work. Oh wait, because I need to actually add the entry here. Okay, and what I'm watching for is how many times that updates. So it updated, no update. Updated, updated, no update. Updated, no update. So it's only doing the work when it actually transitions between slides instead of happening every time it gets the exit message, which is what I want, because if I have a bunch of slides, I don't want to be doing like duplicate, basically no op, but still DOM work. Animal Crossing is like, I have debts in real. Exactly. As soon as I saw that you like involuntarily get a debt at the beginning of Animal Crossing, I was like, get out of here. Get this game out of here. People were trying to figure out how to play the turnip stock market and stuff. I was like, what is happening? How like, oh geez. Anyways, yeah, get it working and then refactor later. That is exactly what we're doing here. Is we're going to try to figure it out, and then we're going to go clean it up. And so the fun thing here, like what I like about this is that it starts to feel okay. So this was really messy when we started, but if we kind of look at what's happening, we're pulling in our socket, we're pulling in our ability to use XState. We grab like this isn't what we're actually going to use. It's probably going to be some kind of a like a div or whatever that's going to have maybe some template stuff, or maybe we're just going to hide something. But then in here, what we'll be able to do is once we're active, we're also going to have actions for like clicking and things like that. Thanks, Max. I got this Brian was here. I don't know if y'all saw, but we did. I didn't do anything. He did a recording in my studio with open sourced Kelsey Hightower. Open sourced Kelsey Hightower. So this, let me mute it. This is my studio. So you can see that's right over there. So that was a super fun day. You should all go and watch this because it was dope. And Kelsey is real smart, very, very good with the Kelsey's philosophy is like a super healthy one, and I always feel like I learn a lot whenever I listen to Kelsey talk. So you should listen to Kelsey talk. All right, what else are we going to get done today? Like, what can I realistically get done in an hour? Can we get this unlock game running? I would say there is an outside chance that we can get this game running. So I'm going to let's pull up the source code for it. Where do I have that? It's on GitHub. I'm with Jason. It's like a 4D1A. Multiplayer real time. This was the one. So this was part of a for web devs. Let me drop a link to the 4D1A. This is the for web devs one app series that I've done. It's I get a group of people together. We all build the same app, or we build an app based on the same prompt with the same set of constraints, and then we do a little show and tell. Got something fun coming up in a week. Next Monday, actually, we're going to do something really fun. We're going to film our first ever in-person for web devs episode. So it's going to be filmed on Monday. It'll probably release about 3 weeks after. We're going to do editing and everything on it. But this is going to be a blast. We're going to be working with DataStax's Astra DB. And there's a little bonus, like maybe a little way for y'all to get involved and win a dope prize, like really dope prize. I am not going to spoil the fun just yet, but make sure you're paying attention on Monday because that's going to be where you get your instructions to win. All right, let's see how far we can get here. I'm going to go into my code here. We've got our pages. Here's the index. Let's just kind of look at this bigger and see what happens. So this one, I think I did all on one screen. So we've got is that legible to everybody? Let me make it a little bit bigger. So we've got our locked section, our unlocked section, and those are sitting here, locked and unlocked. And this is the collab button. There's the discount code. And so like this was, this is clearly made kind of like none of this is intended to be super secure. But it, we can maybe fix that in the way that we do this. So then we have this is like the maximum amount that somebody can do out of 100, which I could probably figure out a different, max, like required people and then do the math. The interval size is 5 seconds divided by the max amount per person. So that way I want the interval to be, if you stop holding, it takes 5 seconds to reset your progress to 0. If you had held to the 100%. Holding, we've got our local amount. So the holding is just Wait, I thought holding was Boolean, but apparently it's not. Okay. So we create a canvas. The canvas, what are we doing with the canvas? What am I doing here? What? Okay. What did I do with the canvas? The canvas exists, it gets appended to the body, and then that canvas. I'm doing a whole thing with like gradients and stuff like that. So that's why we've got the app property tags. Where is my canvas? What on earth did I even use the canvas for? Like, why am I attaching a canvas to the update event? Is this just like, oh, wait. I think this might just be for the canvas confetti. Like maybe that just creates a spot for the confetti to go. Okay, so let's ignore that. I don't think that's relevant to what we're talking about. Then we have we're getting an amount within the bounds, so we make sure that it's greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to the maximum amount. And that's just like a little check to make sure that the values can't be, nobody could like, superset it or something. Is there a public repo for this project? That's a great question, actually. Did I ever commit this one? Let's find out. This looks like I've never committed it. So why don't let's see, git remote. Yeah, I haven't. So why don't I do that right now? We'll GitHub repo create. Yes, got it. Good. Okay. So then we'll git add everything. Let me just make sure we didn't accidentally commit anything that we shouldn't have. Probably don't need any of that party kit, that dot party kit stuff, do I? So let's get reset, and then we're going to echo party kit into our git ignore. Do I not have a git ignore? Hello? Maybe we'll just open the git ignore instead. And we, well, I think this .env.local only has the local URL. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it because there's nothing super important here. So we'll call this work in progress. Multiplayer slides kind of working. And then let's git push origin main. Okay, now if anybody wants to see this, it's up here. So that's the repo for these slides. I still need there's very much not finished. but we're making progress. So let's get this running again. Close that up, and close this one up, and let's get back to here. So basically what we're doing is we have our collab button is showing, or it has a value. And then if we hit our minimums or we exceed our maximums, we turn off the interval. We send that we're holding, and we send the amount that we're holding. Okay. So then in our server, when we connect, we grab the new connection and we initialize them at 0. And then we check how many people are in. And then we send off. Whoa. They're doing utility work and my whole building just shook. So this is the count. This is the actual unlock. So this is like the number, this is the person's ID and where they're at. And then when we get a message, we get the sender ID and we don't help me like that. We get the sender ID and then we grab what their current percentage is. And then we do the percentage check to make sure that it's within bounds. And then we set their amount to the new percent. Then we just do a quick loop to figure out what our total percentage is. And we check if the percentage is greater than or equal to 100, and then broadcast the unlock and this completely plain text discount code. So, and then if we're not over 100, then we can send the unlocks again. And so then if we come back out to, how do I get this to, no, that's not it. Here's the code. Back over here, we have, when we get a message, it'll be somewhere on here. When we get our message, we grab the connection count and update that. And then we also, where's the part where we figure out what the number is? Clear. The message type is a button hold. Oh yeah, and then we just do the math here to figure out what the max percentage is, and we just set that value here, as well as the custom CSS property, which is how we get that animated like growing circle. So, oh yeah, and then the canvas is for the confetti because the confetti just looks for a canvas element somewhere on the page. Then that's really all that's doing. So we can figure this out. So what I want to do next then is in 30 minutes or less, I want to get this slide here to be showing a button. And I want that button to have like a unique number of clicks or something. So we'll go with What do we want to do? Oh, my brain is not firing that well today. I feel like I'm kind of like walking through molasses to get these thoughts to come. So let's start with the UI, because I know how UI works. So we're going to have our button. Well, we need some instructions, right? So our instructions will be something to the effect of, hey, can we keep it down on set here? So we have, let's see, press and hold the button for a surprise. Cool. And then we need the button, and this button is going to have an ID, and that ID is going to be team. We'll just call it unlock. I do need an on-air light. That would be very funny. Hello, Anon. People are saying hello. It's Marissa. She wanted to eat an apple, and she was like digging in a bag in the loudest possible way. And now she's giving me a very dirty look. An on-air light, that would be a fun thing to try to build too, because that would be another little like get some hardware, hook it to the web. You got to do your checks for when you're on air. Previously on Loud Apples. No, you can eat. That's fine. Everyone will judge how loudly you chew apples. What are we doing? So we've got a button. Got a button, and okay. So I feel like maybe for right now I need to turn this Astro overlay off because we're not really using it. Astro dev overlay. Dev toolbar. Why don't we go ahead and turn that off for now? Maybe. This is a different thing. Dev toolbar. Disabling the dev toolbar. And that's just going to go into our config. Okay. So now, yeah, that's for what we're doing right now. That's ideal because I feel like I'm going way too close to the tops and bottoms of the screen for the way I'm doing this, and so that overlay at the moment is not really helping me. So we've got our buttons. There's our button, right? We'll be able to do stuff with that button. I want probably. Oh, so you know what we should do is we should actually we should add our event listener for the button when the slide is activated, and we'll just remove it when it's off screen so that we don't have like running processes and stuff like that. But cheese bread. Listen, I get teamed up on enough. Okay, so this button then, I guess let's just start. We'll get the button. We can get element by ID, in fact, because we're going to just simplify. So we're going to get unlock. And this is going to be our button, actually. This is going to be HTML button element. So then we know that down here, we're going to set our button, add event listener. We'll say mouse down to start. And then probably want some kind of a function that we can define up here. Handle button hold, and that's going to get like an event. And what is this? It'd be like a mouse down event. Is it just mouse event? Then we would get, so for now we can just do like hold, handle button hold, and then here we would want to remove the event listener. Thank you for all of your help. I want to check the MDN reference on this because I haven't looked at it in a bit. So it's just the same signature. So as long as I'm calling it and like adding and removing it the same way, that will work. And so that's good. That seems good. Then once we're handling it, we can do something like we're going to have to add like a mouse up as well. Function handle button release. That'll be a mouse event. Guess we can start by saying button released, and we'll say button down or button held. Okay. Then we need to duplicate this. Mouse up. And we're going to remove on mouse up. This was handle button release. Okay. So theoretically speaking, then, if I've done this properly, when we get into here, it will do nothing. I did them backwards, y'all. Try that again. Oops. Button held, button released, button held, button released. All right. So, indeed. Okay, so we've got, this is kind of the guts of it, right? So now what we need to do is we need to send this across browsers. And the way that we would do that is in our, I need to switch these around because I'm going to continually screw that up if I don't. Activate, then deactivate. So in here, what we'll do next is we're going to use the party socket, or what I would prefer. Where are we using party? So this is the event listener. So let's get send. And I'm going to send type team unlock. We're just going to prefix or something. Team unlock hold. And I should probably make the value optional on these, shouldn't I? Yes, I should. I'm going to come back in here. And on our send, we're going to make value optional, because if there is no value, that'll just be set to undefined, which I can live with. So we're going to go over here. So we're going to send type team unlock hold. And then over here, we'll send release. I don't really even need the events, do I? Because we're not really doing anything with the events themselves. So then when I get over here and I hold, we get an unknown type and an unknown type. Good. That's totally fine. That's sort of to be expected. I will need to update my slide thing to not have a default catch that logs, because at the moment it default should just be it dumps, because we might be sending for a different machine. But it's good to know for now, because that's sort of a built-in debugger to make sure that our events are sending. So we're sending the events. Now the next thing to do would be to update something on screen based on the number of holds. And that would be, I guess the easiest thing would be to just do a number. Count as HTML span element. And then what I want to do is we're going to set a listener. If the message dot type equals party kit, no, team unlock hold, we're going to get we can just do this. We'll do yeah, this is fine. Const current count equals count dot inner text, and we're just gonna number that, because why not? Or I guess we'll parse int. Then we're going to set the count dot inner text to be current count plus 1. And then fine. Do one of these. Do one of those. And then when we release, we'll just invert it. So if I did that right, we should see this number go up to 1 and then back down to 0. So good. Okay. So that's useful. That we'll need to do a little like actual state management here to make this work, but like we're getting the basics are here where we'd be able to, as somebody else clicks hold, the number will go up, but we'd have race conditions and stuff right now where if multiple people were doing that, we could get like numbers not quite matching up, which like for this, it isn't the end of the world, but we should probably solve it properly, which I think the way I will do that is using a set map, whichever one lets me key things, a map, I think. And we'll use the connection ID and just a true, I guess, and then we can do a length of the map to get the size of the map, length of the map. Let's yeah, because then we can like when you send, we'll put you into the map. When you release, we'll take you out of the map, and then that's fine. That's fast enough. And then what we'll do on here is we'll get the map amount, the number, I guess, and use that to display. Instead of doing math on our side, we can just get the length of the map. Or even potentially just send that right from the PartyKit server, which would save us even more time on the client side. Let's see. Well, all right, how about this? Give me a quick second. I need to go use the restroom. So I will do that, and then we'll see if we can get that bit running before we close down for the day. So hold, please. Okay. So, is the plan to only allow 4 to a room? No, my plan is to I think my initial plan is to sort of gauge how many people are in the talk and then pick a number that's around, I don't know. I will learn as I do more of these how many people are likely to play along, but like probably around like half to maybe even a quarter of the attendance, I'll be asking them to grab their phones and play along. Is it running on the cloud? Yeah, so I will be deploying this to so PartyKit has deployment, which is running on Cloudflare, and I'll probably deploy the front end on Netlify. So it'll probably be something like slides.lwj.dev / the talk name and then some hash for the current event, which will allow me to, because again, like I don't necessarily want somebody to like, I don't know, theoretically somebody could, if they wanted to, like set up a bot that would hit the URL and just kind of like release events to see if they could wreak havoc, which like feels very unlikely. I probably don't need to worry about it. But again, as my wife always says, you got to program, you got to design against the biggest asshole in the room. And so while like I don't really worry about that stuff with the chat because y'all have always been wonderful, you just never know who's having a bad day and decides they want to ruin your fun. So having some safeguards in place is a good call. The Vinnies would never make a bot. I definitely don't believe you. I think your bot would be fun, but I don't believe you at all. Vinnies, yeah. Look at you conspiring. I already don't like it. Hey, what's up, Jacob? How you doing? Okay, so let's recap where we are. So where we are right now is we've got the events running. They are running over the network. So this is we're sending the hold and the release through PartyKit, but at the moment, what we're doing is it's a little. It feels like it would run some risk of mess, right? So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to. How would we want to do this? I think I just make it like. I'll probably refactor this later, but I don't want to overcomplicate it now because I'm not quite sure how the other games are going to work, and I feel like if I start abstracting state, it's going to not work out the way I want. So we're going to go with unlockers, and that's going to be a new map, right? Because a map takes yes. So that'll be our unlockers, and then when we get a message, if the message type, what if I team unlock hold team unlock release includes yes, then what I want to do is I want to set this dot unlockers. Oh wait, not yet. We're going to do this differently because we're going to need a bunch of these. So we're going to switch on message.type, and we're going to have a case of team unlock hold. We're going to have a case for team unlock release. And then our default is going to be this pass through that we're doing right now. So this will be our default. And then all of this we're going to worry about elsewhere. So in here, what I need to do is I guess this is actually going to be two completely different things, because if it's a release, okay, if it's a hold, we're going to this unlockers set, and we're going to say sender ID, and we'll just set a like any value. Oh wait, we could just map this then, because then we're just going for yeah. Okay, we're just going to use a set because we don't have a secondary value. We're just going to add the sender ID, And then if we're releasing, we're going to unlockers remove, no, delete sender ID. Right, so this by using a set, we force unique values. The sender ID is per connection, so somebody can like open multiple windows if they want. But like for these, I don't care. If I really cared, what I would do is I would have everybody off. I'd probably set up like Clerk or something and make people log in to play along. If it becomes an issue, or if I want to do something that's a little riskier, like letting people add text or something, I'll probably require auth so that you can't like, and I'd require a more, maybe I would never do that. I don't know. It always feels really risky to allow plain old text. Yeah. I see what you're doing. The nice thing about this one though is that it only works on click and release. So clicking the button a bunch of times wouldn't actually do anything. You would instead need to find a way to like open lots of browsers for this particular use case. Let's see. And then for these, oh, this is kind of a bummer. We'll have to do like a this.room.broadcast, and we're going to broadcast the message, but our message is going to be different. It's going to be team unlock update, right? So we're not actually going to pass through the hold and release because those are just for the server. It's letting the server know. What we're going to do instead is we're going to send, what was it, value? And our value is going to be this.unlockers.size. So we'll get the number of people who are currently holding. And then once I've done this, I think we might be able to deploy this and try it to make sure that it's working. Let's try. Yeah. So let me make sure this works when I'm doing it. And what we're going to do instead is when we get a team unlock update, we are going to get the, we can actually just, well, let's do it this way. We'll do message.value. And then we're just going to stringify that. This goes away. And so theoretically, it works. What up? Okay. So let's look at the actual output here. Does this show me my events? This doesn't, but we're going to look at the network tab here. And here's our party kit stuff. So then if I bring over to this slide and I hold, you can see that when I do the hold, it's over here. You just can't see it yet. It sends the value, and then when I do a release, it updates again and sends that value. So this is me sending the hold, and this is me receiving the updated value. So with that, we should deploy and see how this works. So let's deploy and make sure that this actually functions. So we do npx party kit deploy, I think. I think I screwed something up. Astro Slides party. You know, we're going to roll with this. We're going to roll with this. And takes up to 2 minutes for the SSL to fire up. That's okay. So then what I need to do is I need to deploy this to Netlify. And so for that to work, I'm going to git add all, and we're going to say git commit team unlock proof of concept working. We're going to push that. And then we're going to netlify init. I want to create and configure a new site. I'm going to put it on my team. We're going to call this Astro Slides. And keep that. We'll keep that. Don't really need a netlify.toml because I'm not doing anything netlify specific with this one. Okay, but then the piece that I will need that I don't currently have is this public party kit URL. So I'm going to do a netlify env set to public party kit URL. And that should do it. Whoa. What's all this? Oh, these are all my like extra ones that I don't need. Where's my public party kit URL? Okay, fine. We'll go open this over here. And this is the one I want to look at. I want to look at the sites themselves. Here's my Astro Slides, and then configuration. Here's my environment variables. Oh, that didn't work. I must have gotten the syntax wrong. Is it like that? Set environment variable. And now it's set. Hey, okay. So now that I've done that, I'm going to rebuild because we'll actually have that URL available now. And if I am correct, that should have taken roughly the 2 minutes that it takes for the party kit stuff to fire up. And this build should mean that we can operate the site. Now, I haven't added the controls for the admin yet, so I'm just going to ask that everybody doesn't go start messing with that because it's going to make it less fun to play with. So this, don't need the main. We can just go with this one. Okay, so this is the site. So everybody get on there. And then I'm going to take this one. And I'll go to my admin over here. And so now, there we go. It's running. Wait, is it stuck? Appears to be stuck at 3. That's not good. Okay, what happened? Let's see what's in the console. Does look like it broke, huh? Unknown type, team lock update. Yeah, so it's something happened where it froze up, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there it goes, frozen. So we're hitting some kind of. Is somebody messing with the admin? Oh, it wouldn't be loading fonts. These are my local fonts. That would make sense. Oh, we got an error. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so the button is being held. But I think, yeah, I do think if we get, if anybody messes with the admin or anything, I think that'll break it because that'll like unmount and remount. And I don't know exactly what that means, but then see, oh yeah, see, here's the type exit. So somebody's messing with the admin. So, okay. So pretty happy that we got this running, especially considering how brutal that start was and how much I struggled with just the getting the event sending around. I still don't know exactly how I made that so hard for myself, but I'm excited because it worked. We're in good shape. Everybody's happy. And yeah, we're happy. Everything's good. So, next time what I need to do is we'll go through and probably start figuring out the auth stuff. Although next Tuesday, I'm actually going to work on a different project. My friend Lynn has inherited OSS.love, which, if you are familiar with the project, this was something that Lynn did when she worked at Netlify that like Phil Hawksworth, Ryan Mulligan, I worked on it a tiny bit. But like, this is very cool. But now Lynn has left Netlify, and Netlify decided they weren't going to be able to maintain this, so they basically transferred it to Lynn, which is super cool. So they transferred over the domain, the site, everything over to Lynn. However, in the transfer, a couple of things broken. So you can see that I'm logged in right now, and this works. So my login is good, and you can see that I'm logged in as me. But when you go and try to find somebody, like if I try to do Phil Hawksworth, it's not working. And if we look in the console, we can see that we're getting a 500 from the API. And I don't exactly know why. And Lynn doesn't do a lot of backend and isn't super interested in debugging this. So she asked if I would work on it. So next week, I'm going to see if we can debug this project. We're gonna go into the code base. We're gonna try to figure out what's going on with it, and we're going to attempt to fix it. I think it's going to be a good time because I'm pretty sure this uses an old version of some like beta Netlify stuff. I think this was an example of Netlify Graph, which evolved into Netlify Connect, which I think means that we'll probably need to rip that out and do something different. But I don't think rewrite it in Rust. Absolutely not. But yeah. Do you think we could fork this and turn it into a chat plays? Yeah, I mean, almost certainly we could turn it into like a bunch of stuff. I'm like super down to play with different ideas. Is the hold a new idea or copying existing? So where I got the idea from originally was Fortnite. Because in Fortnite there are vaults that you can only open if your whole team is there. And I thought that was a fun idea and I wanted to bring it to the web. So I'm sure I'm not the first person to build it, but I don't know of anybody else who's built it on the web. But yeah, I think lots and lots of fun things to do out there. Bet it's a permissions issue. I think it is a permissions issue, but I think it's a different kind of permissions issue. I have a hunch that it's that the Netlify Graph stuff was tied to the original account where the site was hosted. So when it transferred to Lynn, I think all those connections broke. And then because it was beta software, I don't know if we can get them back. So I think we need to most likely we're going to need to throw it out and start over again. And then it's hooked up to Supabase. I don't know if we have access to the actual Supabase instance. We might have to replace that and create a new Supabase instance, which I think will be fine. But anyways, lots to look at next Tuesday. It's going to be interesting because it's not code I wrote. I think I like helped with like the GitHub login or something. Like I think I did like a proof of concept to show how it could work, but I don't remember any of this code. So this is going to be a little different from usual, where it's not me writing something from scratch. This is going to be me debugging a production project and trying to get it back on its feet after it hasn't been updated in, I think, 2 years now. So we're going to get into some code. We're going to debug. We're going to see how much we can refactor without having to like rip things apart and put them all the way back together. So it'll be a little bit of detective work next week on Tuesday. And then this week on Thursday, I think I might actually not have a stream. I think we might not have been able to put one together. Yeah, there's no stream on Thursday this week because I've been traveling a lot and I didn't book a guest is the short answer. So next Tuesday will be the next stream. So get down. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna party on that. Thanks y'all for hanging out. We will see you. I don't know. Oh, before we go, hit all the buttons, hit the like buttons, hit the subscribe buttons, hit the other things, because that's the stuff that tells YouTube that you're having a good time and allows me to continue doing this for work. So thank you very much for hanging out. Y'all are great. We'll see you next time.